All right, Shalom, Kol Haloyim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash, double honor be unto the head elders, the apostles and bishops, a great millstone. And Shalom to you, Akim, out there, pushing this word in like mind, in sincerity, and in truth. Welcome to another installment of Psalms of the Day. I figure I'd do another one. And Lord willing, you're edified. And I was going through some scriptures. And this particular psalm is linked with Job, the 20th chapter. So Psalm 73 and Job 20, you can read those together and you'll find out why. This is Psalm 73, verse 1. Truly the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. Yeah, man, dealing with, the current circumstances we are in Babylon the Great, America, we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai more than ever. Of course, we always needed Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, but, man, there's going to be a great destruction that's going to come. Like no other, like the scriptures prophesy. In Daniel's the 12th chapter, the first verse. Matthew, the 23rd chapter. I forget what verse. We're going to immediately need deliverance, because we're walking by faith, not by sight, right? So we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to be with us in our every move. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And yeah, that's the flesh, We see how these Edomites have been able to do their shenanigans, for the past 600, 700 years. And it's like, damn, But Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is long suffering, and his word, like the scriptures say, is above his name, right? So every word that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has established and ordained in these scriptures must come to pass. For there are no bands in their depth, see, but their strength is firm. This is dealing with the wicked. All right, the top elite banking families, these guys, right, these devils, these warlocks and witches, they're of the wicked. So this is their lot. Their lot is, right here. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. Why? Because they have a lot to fulfill, which is to be the wicked. They can do all the things that you're not supposed to do, and it seems like they're not going to be judged for it. But that's far from the truth. All right, because the scriptures say, the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. It says, therefore, pride. See, that's how we know this is talking about the Edomites. Pride compasseth them about as a chain, because the scriptures say that Edom is most proud in the prophecies. Violence covereth them as a garment. Yeah, and the scriptures also say that his look is more stout than his fellows. Okay? Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. The international banking families, the witches and the warlocks and witches, all right, of the 13 so-called Illuminati bloodline families, right? Their eyes stand out with fatness. They got all that their hearts could wish. All right. They are corrupt. And speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. See, because they have a lot to fulfill, and the lot is to be the wicked. Okay. Like Thessalonians says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Right. They are corrupt. I just read that. Verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Yeah, because they are the what? They are the direct descendants of Cain. All right. It tells you in the book of Genesis that Cain dwelt in the land of Nod, and he was a vagabond and a fugitive, right? Well, this is their lot on the earth, the Edomites. They're all over the earth ruling. That's why this seven-headed, ten-horned dragon, all right, is spoken of, all right, in prophecy, because they have a lot to fulfill, okay, and that is being the wicked, all right, rulership on the earth as promised by our forefather Isaac, rulership by way of what? Violence, the sword, all right, not righteousness. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Exactly. Like the book of Isaiah prophesies, can a axe boast against the one that heweth it? Roughly paraphrasing, right? And it says, though, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. And it also says, the fool have said in their heart that there is no God. Okay? It says, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. See, they increase in riches. See, the international banking families, the warlocks and witches of the earth, all right, this is who we're speaking about. They have the lot of being the ungodly. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. You see, we're in the spiritual sanctuary of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And we do the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, Rakak Wadash. We understand their end. Okay? And their end is going to be bitter. It's going to be by thermonuclear fire, and they're going to have to go into hardcore bondage under Yahushai and his joint heirs. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. How were they brought into desolation? As in a moment. See? It says in 1 hour shall that great city be destroyed. 1 hour Babylon shall be destroyed. They are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my reins. So foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee. And that's how we feel before coming into this truth. So foolish was I and ignorant in the world, man. I didn't know a goddamn thing. I was as a beast before thee, Lord. Salakia. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Wadiyah Bashim al-Shai for that. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but thee? And there is none upon earth that I desire beside thee. That's right, man. But as long as we got Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, that's all we need. All right? If we don't got the Lord, then, man, we're fucking through, man. And that should be our mindset. As long as I got Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I'm good. Baba Kashad, never take thy spirit away from me, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. My flesh and my heart faileth, right? Because The flesh is what? Weak. But the spirit is willing. But the Most High is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. That's right. It says in 1 John, roughly paraphrasing, if our heart condemn us, the Most High is greater than our heart. You know? So that's a beautiful thing. For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from thee. Yeah, man, dudes that fell out this truth, took their hand from the plow, and, just totally turned their backs on the Lord, they're going to perish and be destroyed bitterly because they know it is good, but it is good for me to draw near to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I have put my trust in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that I may declare all thy works. That's right, man. So, hey, like I said in the beginning of this lesson, Psalms of the day, Psalm 73, is directly linked with Job, the 20th chapter. You can read that on your own. Until next time, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.